For my project, I've collaborated with various creative people in order to create an animated music video. This consisted of 2 illustrators, 2 script writers, a graphic designer, an opera singer, and 5 animators in the process. I chose the song Lights Are On by Tom Rosenthal as I thought the open-ended lyrics would allow for a lot of creative freedom. I also liked the aesthetic of Tom's existing music videos and wanted to experiment with a similar style. For the concept, I worked with Jake from my old course and Mimi, who I found on a Facebook group. This consisted of 4 Zoom calls where we bounced ideas off each other. A key influence in the initial storyboard was a 2-page comic strip by Melissa Castrillon. I wanted to take a similar approach to the song, and it made me think of a woman reflecting on a sense of loss in an abstract way.
If it's almost like the body is compartmentalized.
Maybe they're both trying to find each other as the little people inside of themselves.
The woman's venture could almost be like they're going through and all these different things are fuzzy and they're kind of a bit confused and worried going through this place, but then she's going through and she's actually reminiscing.
We kept a track of our progress in a Word document which we all edited.
You managed to get round the whole organising a team online really well. You've done really well at being professional, especially when working with the wider team.
Working with Jake and Mimi has made me feel a lot more positive about my project. As they are both enthusiastic about media, they always provided me with useful wider references to look at. I feel like we've established a good relationship which will continue. A key influence in my designs and colour palettes was Hannah Jacobs. Her abstract narratives and incorporation of digital textures to create a hand-drawn aesthetic is something I wanted to emulate. I've collaborated with an opera singer from the Royal College of Music. She produces artwork in relation to her condition called synesthesia. She painted an interpretation of Lights Are On, which I have incorporated aspects of in the abstract sequences of my design. I thought this would be intriguing in terms of having both a sensory and narrative approach to the song. Amelia Volti and Izzy Robinson were 2 illustrators which helped me come up with ideas for the character design. I ended up incorporating Amelia's idea of the long arms as I thought a simple approach would be easier to animate. Having their input was really helpful as sometimes I can get fixated on a specific style, so it was good to see their interpretations. I also worked with Grace Russell for the title sequences and credits. She provided me with some fonts that she thought matched the style I was going for, and it was good to have a small input from her.
That goes quite well with what you're doing.
For the animators, I showed them my visual references and created a document which detailed the requirements of each scene. Speaking with Megan and Josie was really helpful in thinking about the practicalities of my project.
That scene there, you can have the walk cycle actually walking along, but it's static, it's not actually moving across the scene, but the background is, so it gives the illusion.
The nature of my project meant I could learn from my collaborators and feel a lot more confident when it comes to individual projects in the future.
Optical was the hardest thing I've ever animated. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It was good, it was educational for me.
I learned a lot in the process of how to put scenes together. I haven't really worked collaboratively on an animation before, so it was quite good working with you, and then the way how you would send me the files, and then using lots of different software. So that was a challenge. We'd have to watch YouTube videos. It definitely gave us new skills that we can try and bring forward. Yeah, I enjoyed the problem solving.
One of my main concerns was the potential for a lack of consistency in the character design.
It all uses your style and your colors, but the ways that everyone kind of use those tools differently, I think turned out really, really nice.
All the different styles seem really coherent, actually. I enjoyed using your colour palette because it's good to put some restriction on how much freedom you've got. In terms of composition, I found it really nice having more freedom in that sense. It's nice that you felt that you could trust our judgment.
It's great that you sketched out kind of what you had in mind. I really enjoyed that. You learn to draw people a certain way so that when you have to then draw somebody else's character, it was a really good learning curve.
The communication's been really good. No, we haven't had to ask you for anything. Sometimes you find when you collaborate with someone, you have to keep going on you also need to send me the colour palette, or you need to send me this.
Yeah. It was really clear. It felt like you had done this many times before.
The most rewarding aspect of the project for me has been the relationships I developed with my collaborators and the opportunities this has opened up for future work. I have recently contributed to Megan and Josie's animation, which raises awareness about the menopause. Alex has been approached by a band to create an animated music video and has asked for my help in the process. Managing my project has given me a valuable insight into taking a creative director role. This is something I tend to shy away from, and so it has challenged me out of my comfort zone.
So good. I could cry watching that. It's obvious it took so much time and effort from everyone, you know?
It's fun to just work with other animators. I haven't really done that much.
Yeah.
I've been in the community a lot, and this is also something that's just been really nice. Like, it's a way to connect with people.
Nice experience to like feel like you're making something and you're going to contribute to a bigger thing.
Just saying like, you've done so amazingly and please see that.